Yes, please.
In verse 35, it says, it refers to the analogy of the charioteer and the horse and the steed. And I remember learning about that in Greek philosophy as well. Which came first? Who's stealing from who?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Actually, it's in the Bhagavad Gita as well. Actually, it's in the Kenya Upanishad as well. Actually, we subscribe to a theory that there was an Indo-Aryan civilization which was predecessor to the Vedic culture. We're talking about ancient history now. Because in the earliest parts of the Veda, they are describing what the customs were in their ancient home. Which meant to me, and to people of the school that I studied in, that there must have been a home before this one. What we call the Indus Valley Harappa culture. There must have been something to precede it. And we talk about Vishnu taking 3 steps. And we know that was the gross body and the subtle body and the causal body, and that's what we're interested in. But we also know that there was Greek culture, there was Mesopotamian culture, and there was Vedic culture. And all 3 of the languages, customs, many of the names, many of the deities, many of the customs are very common. For example, we have our deity Agni, the fire. And in Jandavesta, which is the scripture of Parsis, or what we call Zoroastrian, Zoroastri, who wields the weapon against ignorance in Sanskrit. But Zoroastrianism had the deity of Agni. And of course, as we migrated a little farther west, we find Adoni, and Adonis, and Adonai, and you go on and on and on, and there are so many examples that it can't just be circumstance or some kind of it's not an accident. It didn't happen by happenstance. There was some common root culture which made a correspondence between these 3 civilizations. And we postulate a language called Indo-Aryan, which became the root of classical Sanskrit, and then it became the root of Parsi or Arabic languages, and it became the root of Greek, Greco-Roman, and the Romance languages. And we find so many similarities all throughout the different cultures that it made them sister states, or the sister civilizations, or that they are related. So you found Mesopotamian coins in Harappa. And you find Greek philosophy. We know Pythagoras was studying, he was drawing lines in the sand. And what they call geometry was really drawing yantras and explaining the geography, the map of the universe through geographical symbols, which is very common to what we find.
Did he find algebra?
Algebra. That came later, Ma. They started with geometry. And you had Pythagoras and Pythagorean rules, and he had these postulates and these theorems, and postulations. And they made all kinds of geographical figures. And over Plato's academy, over the door, read a sign, "Let no one without geometry enter here." And what it really meant was, don't let anybody who hasn't measured the earth come in here. This is a place for people with curious minds who want to measure the earth. who want to understand the cosmos, who want to understand philosophy, the philosophy, the wisdom and the harmony of the sweetest song. So we find a correspondence between the three cultures, and I think that's why there are many similarities. Yes, please.
You were relating those three cultures to the three steps of Vishnu?
Yes, we do. Because Vishnu pervades all. Thanks, Vish. Vishnu pervades the universe, and Vishnu took 3 steps, and where did he go? Well, he went everywhere there's 3s. Where would you go? I'd go to Napa, I'd go to Mom's house, and I'd go to the temple, that's all. Vishnu, he created 3 civilizations which were common, which had a common heritage and a common root. And it's very possible that they are all originating from a common heritage.